and welcome to the 9th episode of Who's Involved in a Real Estate Transaction. So today for our 9th episode will be our final for just this series. Don't freak out, I've got plenty more coming on probate and divorces or mobile homes because that's its own beast. So today I have a very special guest speaker and probably the most important person in the transaction next to the lender, of course. But today I have, guess who? Me, Rosie, your realtor. So the realtor is probably, really where most people will start before they even get a loan, which if you can't get a loan, you can't get a house. But typically your realtor is going to play probably the most important role in your real estate transaction, whether you are buying or selling a home. And the reason is typically we're the ones we are what they call the matchmaker. We are the wedding planner. We are the ones that are making sure everything is going the way it should. In fact, some say that for every one call you make to your realtor is making 10 calls. Yeah, I know. I was on the phone all day yesterday. And so why is that? Now, some people think that a realtor is someone that goes out and shows you every house in the town that you want to buy, even the ones that are out of your price range or do not meet your needs. No. Well, yes, your realtor can show you homes. That's not our job. Our job is to protect you. Our job is to guide you. Our job is to make sure everything is flowing the way that it should. Our job is to guide you on who you should use for title, who you should use as a lender, if you don't, of course, already have one. Our role starts the second we open escrow. That is when your realtor is really getting to work. Okay, so I would love to recap who I've had on the show so far. So first week we had Brenda from CTC Title talking about title insurance and why that's important. Then we had Kim Keith from All Valley Escrow. And again, escrow is that third party that manages both sides. Even if your agent is representing you on both sides, if you're selling your home and they're also representing the buyer, escrow plays that third party to have an extra set of eyes it's helping to make sure that everything is going how it should legally, right? All right, and so from there we moved on to Tamara with First American Home Warranty. And the thing about home warranty is, buying a house is hard enough. The last thing you want to do is buy a home and find a big issue. So rest assured, when you have a home warranty, that's going to help. Of course, we also heard from Greg from a home inspection talking about what they're looking for, what they're, hoping to or not find in a home inspection, so you know exactly what you're buying and could, potentially negotiate that before the transaction closes. But if something were to come up, an example, you have an old lady that lives in this cute little one-story home by herself, and then suddenly we have a family of 4 to 5 move in. Well, the usage in that home is going to go up, and that could cause stuff to break. So make sure you have that home warranty. From then we also spoke with Jane Robertson from Inspiro Financial, who talked about the loan process. And most people are going to get a loan. The majority of the people are going to get a loan and barely even be able to purchase that home. In fact, I think I read a study that said like something along the lines of like 70-80% of people today could not purchase a home. It's just a huge number. And that's even people that already own a home couldn't afford that home today. So, most people are getting a loan. So it's important to have a good lender like Jane. And if you're thinking about buying a home, interest rates are crazy low right now. In fact, I have someone locked in at a 2.5. I know, amazing. Then we also heard from Carolyn, also from First American, but natural hazard disclosures. And disclosures, especially in California, are a huge thing. Is there an earthquake fault? Is there a dump site, in your backyard that you don't even know about? Maybe not that close, but you know what I mean. We also heard from Ben from Sinks to Sewer, which, as you know, is something that if you're buying a home in Ventura, you better hope you get that Or if you're selling it, you better make sure you provide that to your buyer. We also heard from Stephanie with home insurance, and that's insurance on the mortgage, not the house. So we have home warranty and home insurance. And then we heard from, I already talked about Greg, and now me. So that, those are just some of the people that are involved in a real estate transaction. And typically, all those 8 that I just mentioned, at least for a transaction in Ventura, which is the county that I specialize in, typically, at least those 8 are going to be involved in one way or another. Now, there is a ton more that I did not feature that you might need. So, for example, you might need a roof specialist because a home inspector felt, looks like there might be an issue with the roof. Many times we have a termite inspection. There's no telling, the list could go on and on, but at minimum on an average real estate transaction, there is 9 parties involved, minimum. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. A lot of times there is also a transaction coordinator that your realtor will hire that's helping the realtor in managing all the paperwork, because the paperwork is not always the funnest, but it is so important. Paperwork is so important. That is why you hire us, to make sure we checked off the right boxes and not the wrong ones, to make sure we're protecting you. And if something were to come up with the other party, how are we going to best protect you? If you're buying a home, how are we going to best protect your deposit if that transaction goes south for the winter? So it's so important that you hire, that you select a great realtor to support you in what's probably the biggest transaction of your life. And a lot of times we all, especially me, we all know a ton of realtors. We all know, little Betty that just got her license, and you might think, oh my gosh, I'm just going to use her because I want to help her out. But really think twice about who you're going to use or who's mentoring that new person, because it's the biggest transaction of your life. And it's funny how sometimes I'll see people post on Facebook, who do you recommend for nails? Who do you recommend for your hair? Hair that will grow and you could cut off very easily. But when it comes to the realtor, they're just using somebody they know never even really knowing about them. And it's okay, even if you know me, to say, hey, Rosie, let me see that resume of yours. What is your experience? This is, again, the biggest transaction of your life. It is not your job to be pulling your hair out. That's our job. Leave it to the professionals. So hopefully you have found this series to be useful. As I said, I got many more to come. I plan to interview other professionals and bring you different topics that aren't always talked about, that most people don't want to bring up, but are so important. For example, vesting will be one of our next episodes on videos that I plan to do. So you might be thinking, what the heck is vesting? Yeah, exactly. If you don't even know what it is, there's a problem. Now, while I won't be giving you legal advice, I will at least be sparking the thought of, hey, do I need to talk to a professional about this? How should I be vested? What do I pick? And what people don't realize is they get the rest of the paperwork, they just select whatever or leave it blank, and off you go. So for all this and more, follow me on my YouTube channel. I hope you have been enjoying it. And thank you for all of those that have already put your trust in me. I know I like to joke around and be silly, but when it comes to fighting for my clients, that is my goal, to protect you and work hard. Oh, and how would you get a hold of me? I'm glad you asked. So very simple. If you're just found me on the web and not sure how to get a hold of me, you can find me through my website at rosiewilcox.com, or you can call me direct at 805-432-4114. Again, 805-432-4114, and that'll also be my screensaver, my business card. And also, I'd like to just know, if you're watching these videos, depending where you're watching from, I personally specialize out of Ventura County, California. So if you're in a different city, a different county, a different state, or even a different country, because we do have Century 21 worldwide, just make sure that you are hiring someone that specializes and knows the area in which you are purchasing or selling, because like we learned in an earlier episode, if you're in Ventura, you're going to want to provide that sewer lateral inspection. If you're in Oxnard, there's a special city report. If you're in Bakersfield, do you know that they have a dam issue right now? It could give way at any moment. So those are all important things to know that typically I wouldn't know what's going on Las Vegas because I don't work in Las Vegas. I work here in Ventura, California. So if you are listening to or watching my videos from other areas outside of Ventura County, just make sure that when you're selecting your realtor, that it's somebody that knows the area. That's not to say that if you're someone that I know and you're looking to move out of state to another county, I can help you with that in finding an agent in that area. Any good realtor should have those resources to also be able to find you an agent in your area if you're not familiar with that area. But then again, use an agent from that area because they know that area. And things, laws, requirement, inspections can change depending on where you're at. Maybe you're buying out in the middle of nowhere, this beautiful ranch, and you think, what could possibly go wrong here? Well, maybe you're on septic, and that septic is about to give way. We don't want to get in that kind of a poopy mess. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Thank you all again. And keep watching to see what comes next.